Coming out of the dealership, we'll break this thing in right. Yeah, until it's broken in, I probably won't drive it hard. Man, it's a beast. All right, guys, exciting day. It's finally here, and I finally am able to take delivery of my 2024 Ford Raptor R. I've been waiting for this truck ever since the launch of the Gen 3 in February of 2021. At the end of the launch video reveal, Ford kind of showed the Gen 3 37 package Raptor doing a donut. And I'm like, man, that would be so cool to have a V8 Raptor. So let's check this thing out now. So this is it, guys. Avalanche Gray, 2024 Ford Raptor R. Pretty excited to get this. Technically, I've been on an order list waiting for this thing for almost 3 years. It took about, I want to say, about 5-6 months to actually get it. It's great to see these are finally starting to get delivered. So some of the changes for 2024. First thing you notice is the front end. Hood's the same, fenders are same. Obviously the headlights are completely different. You can kind of see the cool Raptor emboss in there. This is a projector headlight now for 2024. They changed the style of the LED and how they swoop across. There's a little bit of a break there. Another big thing you'll notice is the contour in the front bumper. You still have the same rigid LEDs, which is nice, but it is a different cutout. They also changed the front bumper design where you have this modular construction where you can mount light bars on there, winches. They're trying to make it more off-road capable right out of the box. And then they changed the tow hooks actually to this new square design. It looks like it's a little beefier, a little stronger maybe construction, and then obviously went to a square design. The bottom skid plate, I am not aware of any changes that come from it. Another thing you'll notice is it's got the active shutters behind the grille now for the intercooler and for the regular part of your grille. And then the Raptors, just like 21 to 23, they come with the cover over one of the lights, and then this is your auxiliary light controlled by your aux switches above. Another feature for 2024 is the new bead lock design. So this is actually a different style of rim than the 35 package and the 37 package Raptor. You still have a BF Goodrich KO2 tire, 37 by 12.5 by 17, and this is a C-rated tire. And I know that some people are asking about the KO3, why did it not get to KO3? My understanding of why the KO3 is not on the 24 Raptor F-150 is because this size tire was not qualified yet and able to be manufactured from BF Goodrich. So it'll be interesting in the future if that does come out. The other thing, they have the felt liner for 24. As I mentioned in another video, this brace that goes across, I don't recall seeing that on my 21 Raptor. These are all new dampeners, guys, for 2024. This has got the dual live valve technology where you've got the 2 active solenoids, so you've got a little bit more dampening performance on and off-road. The graphics are new for 24. Running board stayed the same. Kind of went to a little bit of more of a black finish versus a gray finish in the fender flares. I don't mind it. It's a very, very subtle change. And then here's your rear suspension. You've got your rear shocks there with the dual valves, solenoids. And then let's take a look at the rear axle. It's got really good undercoating protection. Got a matching spare underneath. Then you got the Raptor R specific tailpipe tips. And there's your applique for the Raptor R. So you get this in red. It's got a new texture on the applique. There's your new rear graphics, as well as the tail lights. It's got the little Ford emblem in here. And then this also, the LEDs kind of light up around the sides. Here's one of the reasons you buy a Raptor R. Do a little cold start. Sounds good, guys. Sounds real good. Just drop the tailgate. So this has the tailgate drop. So nothing new here. It's had this for the last 6 years. In 2024, they did add a little bit more functionality, I guess you'd call it, on the tailgate. You got some different stuff. I'll probably never use this stuff, but it's here anyhow. You got your 400-watt plug in the rear with your LED lights, box link. Got the cool emblem in the rear there. And then this is the little storage compartment which is nice. That I think could be pretty useful for hitch stuff. If you notice that little area right here, if you notice this little area is kind of bumped out, not sure what that's about, but that is new for 2024 in the bed design. Now see, we got the power up in the tailgate. There we go. So there's what your regular daytime lights are going to look like going down the road. The lights are not flickering. That is just part of the videoing of the LED lights, but it looks really sharp. Then you got a little bit bigger bulge in the Raptor R. I guess that's for space for the supercharger. All right, now let's check out the interior. Now that it's finally all dealer prepped, I can kind of show it off a little bit. Like I mentioned in the last video, you got the suede in the side, got a few extra little details that they put into the stitching into the side of the doors. Piano black down the side, carbon fiber here, auto windows, got your power folding mirrors with the B&O speakers, good storage in the sides, 1,292 pounds of payload capacity, which is really not bad considering how heavy this truck is. But part of the reason they're able to do this is because the Raptor R is its own specific GVW package. It's a 7,500 pound GVW. So they up the GVW for the weight of the heavier motor in the Raptor R so that you don't have a huge penalized payload capacity. You've got your spotlights on both sides of the truck, tailgate drop. You got your dimming. This is for your parking brake, power adjustable pedals. And then here's your Raptor specific seating. So what's funny in the video is this actually looks, I've noticed looking at my videos, this looks more red than in real life. In real life, it's just faint, but the way it picks up on the video, it looks more red than it is in real life. It's very subtle, but the seats look really nice in this thing. The contour looks good. I like that you've got the Alcantara that goes all up the sides. You still got the embroidery with the R designation there, and I think this is a really cool touch as well. All right, let's see what the start sequence is like now. There's your heads-up display. So you got your temperature on the left, mile per hour on the middle, and your time on the right. And you can customize all those settings in the different menus. And then here's just your standard gauges. And then you can see on the bottom left-hand corner, if you notice on the bottom left-hand corner next to the transmission, you've got like a little shock, steering, and exhaust. Those are all your different settings for the Raptor R. This is not specific to R. You're going to be able to custom tailor this to 35 package, 37, and Raptor R. But the changes to the gauges for 2024, this is a little bit different of a digital cluster than the 2023. And one thing I can't recall, I know, I'm trying to think back. I might have a bad memory on this, but I don't recall the transmission gear showing up when you're driving down the road, but it did show up when I was driving down the road. So that was kind of nice. And then the other big benefit for 2024 is the heads-up display, which comes out of this opening right here. Here's your dash area. So it's got a really nice covered finish with the red stitching, and then this extra bit of material goes through the top of the dash, which is also part of this area. And then people had questions about speakers. You got your tweeter here, one in the corner of both sides of the truck, plus you got your B&O center speaker there with the little storage spot. This is a whole new layout for 2024. Not so much the gauges, but the actual kind of the geometry. This was more of a cockpit feel on the 21 to 23 trucks. Now it goes straight across. Very similar to the Super Duty, but it is still a little bit different than a Super Duty, which is kind of nice, kind of makes it a little unique. You've got your F-Series little badge here that kind of sweeps through. This almost, I don't want to call it piano black because it's a little bit more satin, kind of goes all the way across. And then you've got your carbon fiber weave in the top of your glove box, which carries down below here and in obviously that part of the door there as well. Two glove boxes, nothing new there. You've got your little red emboss on the side of the HVAC control there, which is really cool. If you haven't seen this before in the Raptors, that's the American flag in red. This is in a regular F-150 also, it's just not red. I think that's kind of a cool little feature. And then this is the piano black here as well. If we go to the steering wheel for 2024 in the Raptor R, the shape is the same as prior years. All the bolstering feels the same. I don't recall the coloring in the bezel of how this compared to 23, but it does say R here, which is cool, and there is like a carbon fiber weave pattern built into this with the red stitching that goes through. You still got all the same button layout. You got your Raptor R button, which is kind of cool. Let's see if I hit this here, even though my seatbelt's off. Yep, it does take you to your Raptor status settings, so that's kind of nice. Adaptive cruise, lane centering technology. There's where you do all your cruise settings with your voice control, audio, and then you've got all your menu buttons where you can adjust your steering comfort. There's where you can change your steering from normal to comfort to sport. You got your shock settings, normal, sport, Baja, and then you've got your exhaust button. So I'm gonna go set up the camera now, and I'm gonna go through the different modes at idle. I'll start in quiet, go to normal, sport, and Baja. That was 2,500 to first two revs, 3,000. That was 4,000 RPMs. Now, let's go to normal mode. Okay, that's normal mode. Let's go sport mode now. And lastly, let's try Baja mode. I'm going up in 1,000 RPM increments. So 2,000, 3,000, now I'll do 4,000. Now I'll just do wide open just because, America. That's insane. You can literally rev it to almost 7,000 RPMs at an idle. So cool. Okay, so now we've kind of went through the exhaust modes. Let's look at the different drive modes now. Far left drive mode, we've got slippery, wet, icy. It puts it in 4 auto. I'm assuming this probably changes some of the transmission parameters. Maybe first gear is locked out. We'll go to tow mode now. Curious to see on the Raptor R. Okay, very cool. All this information is customizable. They carried over some of that display menu from the Super Duty. This is a great feature for anybody that's planning to tow, which I will do that. So I love that they carried this feature into the F-Series F-150. That's beautiful. All right, sport mode kind of changes the dash a little bit. Let's see if it shows which gear we're in. Yep, okay, see the one that's in the middle? That's kind of cool. I like that. Now I'm curious, just for, let's see if we go regular mode. Okay, 4-wheel drive's out now. It still keeps first gear in the middle. I like that, that's cool. All right, so now we're in regular mode. Here's off-road. Let's see if the display is gonna kick on. And sure enough, it does kick on. Kind of see the tire marks for your front-facing camera. And this does turn as you turn the steering wheel, so that's kind of nice. And then when you're in this display, see how it shows your locked rear differential? I can hit the button down below and unlock it. I'll relock it just for sake to show. Got your compass on the left, RPM in the bar in the upper left-hand corner. All right, now let's go to Baja mode. Nice. This is the whole point of this truck, right? So you got your real cool sand background. It just shows speed over here. There's no longer like the circle dial. That's kind of cool. Got your inclinometer on the sides. We're in 4 high, and obviously still the display is on. Now this is last. It's probably gonna want for rock crawl mode. It's gonna wanna put it in 4 low, which I'm not gonna do, it's blinking. All right, let's go into our heads up display information. I'm going to change content. Okay, so see all the settings that are in there? I'm gonna change this drive mode layout to automatic. So when I'm in a different drive mode, different information is going to be shown in the layout, and that's really cool. Let's see what Baja looks like from a heads-up display. Oh, that's kind of cool. So RPM and speed on the right. Now I'm gonna change to tow haul mode. It shows kind of the same picture, but it does include your lane centering. We'll go normal mode, automatic. So that's automatic is gonna switch to whatever drive mode you're in. Content, like I said, you can adjust and change all this information. I'll just keep that the same. And then here's all your different adjustments for brightness, vertical position, image rotation, and then your My View is all customizable as well. You can kind of change any of these different things. And if you're wondering what oil pressure the engine sits at, 29 PSI, 176 degrees, rev the motor up, can see it bump up to 60 PSI pretty quick. So if you're in any other display and you just really quickly want to know where you're at with all your parameters with suspension, exhaust, trans, all the different settings, just quickly hit Raptor status. So we can hit any other menu. We'll be in this menu right here, hit the R, boom, shows you what you need to see. Here's your aux switches. You've got your universal remote, Nothing special here, guys. Got your speakers up in the headrest area. One of the other features I forgot to mention, here's your covered storage area, magnetic charging, USB A and C. It's got the integrated work surface. Very nice. I like how it's also kind of blacked out. Let's check out the second row now. Same interior theme, no surprise. Same soft touch above. Leather feels really nice. Kind of get this piano black there. Same storage in the bottom. Non-auto up in the second row. Got storage there. Here's a nice little area that you get with the Raptor R. So if you're into the red theme, you carry the red theme in the Raptor R. You get some of the embroidery in the second row, which is kind of nice. There's your cup holders. You get the red stitching in the headrests. Got your storage there. Heated second row, 12 volt above, or USB-C below, 400 amp. You got your ambient lighting here, if you notice. Here's the storage with the container up. And you've got the storage in the rear, which is really nice because it doesn't have the 2,000 watt Pro Power on board, because you can't get that on Raptor R. That's just a feature for the 3.5 liter EcoBoost. I went with the spray and bed liner versus Line-X. I actually think Line-X is a little better product. I had it in my last truck and I was really happy with it. But the reason I like the Ford factory spray and bed liner, to be honest, is just because of the Ford emblem. It's the same amount of money if you go with the tough bed spray and bed liner or not. And I think you can still access this area. You sure can. So there's your jack and all the stuff behind it. And this is your latches for connecting child car seats for your tether. Same running boards as you had in the prior generation. Nothing new there. Let's pop the hood. A little bit more of a look this time around than the last video. So there is the beast. The big old 5.2 liter. The big 5.2 supercharged. Got your intake here. I've heard that there's some changes in the intake. I'll be curious to see what I find out about that, how they got the extra 20 horsepower. I don't know if it's bigger. I can tell you this is a lot bigger intake than what's on the 3.5, and no surprise, the intake elbow that goes into the engine is also larger. As I mentioned in the last video, got your electric braking assist with your power brakes. There's your coolant system. Two, if you notice, you have one, this is for your supercharger cooling system, and this is your standard coolant. I love how it says powered by Ford. That's kind of cool. Got an AGM battery with your junction boxes. Somewhere back in here, I assume, is where your aux switches are for up front, and there should be some underneath as well. Now we got a fan on going above right now. I'm curious to see if this is also for your intercooler. I'm gonna do a little research on the intercooler design, and there's another view of your tow hook. Look at that big air intake. You obviously got the ventilation on the hood. One of the cool things people are not aware of with the Raptor, and this is not new for 2024, the hoods on the Raptor are actually like a fiberglass composite material. This isn't aluminum, so it's kind of cool. You never have to worry about it rusting. Front fenders are the same. This is not aluminum as well. Doors are aluminum. Doors are aluminum. I believe this is aluminum also. I can't remember if Raptor gets aluminum bedside or if that is also a composite construction. This still has the 5-link rear suspension with the trailing arms that the prior 21 to 23 trucks is gonna had also. Kind of see. Some people had some questions about the 2024 Raptor headlights not having the dynamic bending or the headlight leveling. Well, this will make you feel better. Check this out. Watch the headlight sequence at start. Going up, down, side to side. This does still have the dynamic bending and the leveling with the headlamps. And let's just show you what these look like at night. A lot of people have questions about the lighting, what it looks like at night. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. I'm gonna have a lot more content coming on the Raptor R. I'm gonna be doing some comparisons of TRXs, 23 Raptors, 35 package Raptors, 37 package Raptors. Gonna be doing some towing. Got a lot of fun stuff to come. If you're a Raptor enthusiast, I plan on pushing this truck and having fun. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.